About 400 kilometers above your head, a person is getting ready for bed. She brushes her teeth and swallows the toothpaste because you can't spit in a place where nothing falls. She floats down a corridor without touching the floor because there is no floor. She slides into a private cabin the size of a phone booth, zips herself into a sleeping bag that's strapped vertically to the wall, tucks her arms in so they won't drift up on their own, and closes her eyes. And here is the part your brain will refuse to accept. For the entire night, she is falling. Not floating, falling. At 28,000 kilometers per hour. Faster than a rifle bullet. She will fall all night long, 8 hours straight, covering more than 200,000 kilometers in her sleep, and she will never hit the ground. Because she isn't falling down, she's falling around. This is how astronauts sleep on the International Space Station, and I promise you, everything about it is stranger than you think. Beds that don't exist. Arms that rise like a zombie's the moment you relax. A sunrise every 90 minutes, 16 of them every single night. An invisible bubble of your own breath that can quietly suffocate you if one small fan stops spinning. And flashes of light inside your closed eyes caused by particles from exploded stars passing through your skull. Sleep is the most ordinary thing a human being does. Tonight, we're going to watch it happen in the most extraordinary place humans have ever lived. Let's go up. First, let's fix the falling thing, because once you understand it, the entire video changes. The International Space Station is not beyond gravity. At 400 kilometers up, Earth's gravity is still almost 90% as strong as it is in your bedroom. So why does everything float? Because the station and everyone inside it is in permanent free fall. It's constantly falling toward Earth, but it's also moving sideways so incredibly fast at that 28,000 kilometers per hour that the ground keeps curving away underneath it. It falls and misses. Forever, that's what an orbit actually is. Falling with perfect aim. So when an astronaut sleeps, they aren't resting in some gravity-free bubble. They are plummeting, in the truest sense of the word, all night long, a skydiver who never reaches the ground. Their body knows it too. New astronauts describe the first nights with a falling sensation in their gut. That jolt you get on a roller coaster's first drop, except it doesn't stop, because the drop never ends. Most crews adapt in a few days. Some admit it takes weeks before their brain finally accepts that the falling feeling is now just life, and there's a clock attached to this fall. The station laps the entire planet once every 90 minutes or so, which means 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets every 24 hours. Keep that number in your pocket. It's about to destroy everything you know about bedtime. Now let's look at the bedroom, and the first thing you notice is what's missing. There's no bed. Not a small bed. Not a fold-out bed, none. Because a bed's entire job is to hold your body up against gravity, and up here, that job doesn't exist. Instead, each astronaut gets a private crew quarter about the size of a phone booth, padded on the inside, with a laptop, some personal photos velcroed to the walls, and a sleeping bag strapped vertically to one of them. And I mean vertically or horizontally, or on the ceiling. It genuinely does not matter. With no up and no down, you can sleep standing, lying, or upside down, and your body cannot tell the difference. Some astronauts sleep on what a visitor would call the ceiling, simply because that spot was free. The strap is not optional. An unsecured sleeper becomes a slow, drifting object, and a drifting body will glide across a module all night, bumping into equipment, into walls, into crewmates, and eventually parking itself wherever the airflow pushes it. So astronauts zip in, clip in, and become for 8 hours a piece of carefully tied down cargo. Then the body does something wonderfully creepy. The moment an astronaut relaxes, their arms float up and hover in front of their chest, the famous zombie pose. It's just the body's natural neutral posture with no gravity pulling anything down, and every astronaut sleeps like this, knees slightly bent. Spine slightly curled, arms drifting weightless in front of them like a person sleepwalking through space. Some tuck their arms into the bag, plenty just let them float. And the pillow? Useless. Your head doesn't press against anything there's no weight to support. Some astronauts strap a small cushion to their forehead anyway, not for comfort, but for the feeling, because after a lifetime on Earth, a brain falls asleep easier when something is gently touching the head. Think about that. The pillow survives in space purely as a memory. Here's where sleeping in space stops being cute and becomes serious engineering. Because in microgravity, even your own breath can turn against you. On Earth, the carbon dioxide you exhale is warmer and it rises, drifting away from your face while fresh air slides in. Convection does it automatically. You've never once thought about it. In space, there is no rising, because rising needs gravity. So the CO2 you breathe out simply stays, exhale after exhale. An invisible bubble of your own used breath slowly forms around your sleeping head, and if nothing disturbs it, you begin rebreathing it. First, a headache. Then, grogginess. And in the worst case, a genuine emergency, without a single alarm going off inside your body. The solution is almost insultingly simple. A fan. Every crew quarter has steady ventilation blowing across the sleeper all night, constantly tearing that bubble apart before it can build. Which means an astronaut's life, every single night, quietly depends on the smallest, most boring machine on the station. If that sounds familiar, a tiny humming device standing guard over a sleeping human, it's the exact same story we found in trucks at -40. Different frontier. Same guardian angel, a little fan, and moving air. The price of all that ventilation is noise. The station hums, whirs, and drones 24 hours a day. Fans, pumps, filters at a volume many crews compare to a loud office that never closes. Earplugs are standard sleep equipment in orbit. And then there's the strangest sleep experience on the station, maybe the strangest in the world. With their eyes closed, in the dark, astronauts sometimes see sudden streaks and flashes of light. Not dreams. Not imagination. Those are cosmic rays, high-energy particles from deep space, some of them born in exploded stars passing directly through the spacecraft, through the astronaut's skull, and through the retina itself, firing the eye's sensors on their way through. Astronauts have reported these flashes since the very first missions. Imagine drifting off to sleep and watching pieces of dead stars sparkle through your closed eyes. Now bring back that number from earlier. 16 sunrises a day. Because this is the enemy no strap or fan can fix. Your body runs on a deep internal clock, and that clock takes its orders from sunlight. Morning light says wake. Darkness says sleep. It's wired into you at a level below thought. Now put that body somewhere the sun rises and sets every 45 minutes. Blazing orbital daylight, then hard black night, then daylight again 16 times between one breakfast and the next. Left alone, the human clock doesn't just drift up there, it shatters. So the station fights back, with total control. The crew lives on one strict shared time zone, and night is declared by the schedule, not the sky. Window shades close. Eye masks go on. And the station's own lighting joins the war. Modern LED systems shift bluer and brighter during work hours to tell the brain it's daytime, then warmer and dimmer before bed to let the body start powering down. The astronauts essentially carry an artificial Earth day with them, wrapped around the real chaos outside the windows. Even with all of it, sleep in orbit is a genuine struggle. Crews are scheduled about 8.5 hours, and studies have shown many average closer to 6. The excitement, the workload, the noise, the stuffy, congested feeling as body fluids shift toward the head in weightlessness, giving astronauts their famous puffy faces and blocked noses. It all chips away at the night. NASA takes it seriously enough that sleep is monitored, studied, and protected like any other life support system. Because up there, a tired human isn't just grumpy. A tired human is a risk. So after all the straps and fans and light tricks, what does it actually feel like, sleeping in space? Ask the astronauts, and through all the complaints. One answer keeps coming back, like sleeping on nothing at all. No pressure points, no sore shoulder, No dead arm, no tossing to find a comfortable position, because every position is identical when nothing presses anywhere. Your spine decompresses, your muscles fully release in a way they never can under gravity. Some astronauts call it the purest physical rest they've ever felt. And a few admit that back on Earth, their own expensive mattress suddenly felt like a heavy, primitive thing pressing against them all night. And the last thing many of them do before zipping in? They float to a window. Below, the entire planet slides past in silent city lights like glowing veins, thunderstorms flickering across whole countries. The thin blue line of the atmosphere holding everything alive. They watch their home fall past beneath them. Then, they close the shade, strap into a bag on a wall, let their arms rise into the dark, and fall asleep. In every possible meaning of the words. So that's how astronauts sleep at 28,000 kilometers per hour, strapped to walls, guarded by fans, dreaming through 16 sunrises with starlight flickering inside their eyes. Now I want your honest answer. Knowing everything you just learned, the zombie arms, the CO2 bubble, the flashes from dead stars, would you be able to sleep up there? And here's the fun one. Which detail from this video shocked you the most? Drop both answers in the comments, because I read every single one, and I'm genuinely curious which fact wins. If this earned it, hit like and subscribe, because we're just getting started with how humans sleep in impossible places. Next time, we're coming back down to Earth, straight into a storm in the middle of the ocean, where sailors don't just go to bed, they strap themselves in, because the sea is about to spend all night trying to throw them out of it. Sleep well tonight, you've got the easy version. And I'll see you in the next one.